Hey folks, it is Wednesday, April 17th. 7:44 p.m. is the time, and it's about 6 degrees Celsius. And that was Dufferin Station I just climbed out of. And there's a look west along Bloor Street West. And a look to the east. And this would be the intersection of Bloor and Dufferin. There's a 29 Dufferin bus getting ready to make its way south down to the Dufferin Gate. Speaking of heading south, that's the direction I'm headed in. I'll be walking south down Dufferin here to College, and then at College I'll head east through Little Italy. That bus still hasn't departed yet. There's a look at the old Kent School and Bloor Collegiate, which is undergoing a rebuilding. I think the students are still going to Harvard Collegiate, if I'm not mistaken. And this neighborhood is known as Dufferin Grove. And that's bound roughly by Bloor to the north, Ossington to the east, Dufferin to the west, and Dundas to the south. And the sidewalks are a bit mucky in this area. You can probably hear my shoes dealing with that on every step. And that 29 bus finally rolls by. There's a look at the massive redevelopment. And coming up on the right is Dufferin Mall. That was established as a plaza back in the 1950s. And before that, there was a horse race track on this site. I did a walk through here a year ago. And I went through that Toys R Us, which might seem like an odd sight to our American viewers. And it features a Walmart Supercenter and a No Frills grocery store. So there's two low-cost grocery stores in one mall. It's got an H&M, I think. There's a Winners and a Marshalls. And a pretty good food court, which I could use about now. I'm quite hungry. There's the main entrance to the mall. And that's Dufferin Grove Park on the other side of the street. Municipal speed camera in use. I'd rather they not have signs tipping people off. They just adjust their driving habits and slow down in areas when they know there's cameras. That park is quite nice. It's a lovely residential neighborhood around here. Maybe I'll cross over to the south side at these lights and we'll get a peek into the park. I've mentioned it before, but when I was growing up, I spent a fair amount of time in this mall. Remember coming here, my dad would always park on this street right here. And it's just below where Marshall's is. Actually, I think it's just beyond Marshall's on the same level. There was a bowling alley called Dufferin Bowl. And my dad managed that. Sadly, a cyclist passed away in this area. Alex Amaro, beloved daughter, sister, granddaughter, niece, and cousin from 1997 to 2020. Way too soon. Dufferin at one point was voted to be one of the worst roads in the entire province, but that's been fixed up. It's been resurfaced. And it connects the city's two Italian enclaves. Well, I guess it's a little bit west of Little Italy at Dufferin and College, but to the north at Dufferin and St. Clair is the Corso Italian neighborhood. It is 7:54, so I think sunset is officially in about 10 minutes from now. So by the time I finish this one, it should be quite dark. It's been kind of overcast and dreary like this all day. And I got an alert on my phone that we're expecting heavy showers at 9 p.m. There's a 29 Dufferin bus, as they like to call it. And by they, I mean me. You see this style of homes a lot on the West End, on streets like this in Bathurst. Illusionary anime collectibles. I always like that mural. And we are at College. There's a 506 Carlton streetcar. I remember popping into this cafe once during a live stream and picking up an iced, I think I had an iced latte. But this is east on the south side of College Street. And between here and Dovercourt is actually Little Portugal. Oh, look at that. It's really nice looking setup. Although I guess you could argue the main retail stretch of Little Portugal is to the south of here, along Dundas Street West. Let's look north up Gladstone Avenue. I've been meaning to do a walk down all of Gladstone. That's one for a future video. Toronto has a lot of these older apartment complexes with the courtyards in the middle. And I've been noticing how well kept a number of them are. There's a few really nice ones just south of Lawrence on Yonge Street on the east side. That's Rushmore Park, and that's a really neat street that kind of bends around to the left. There's another one of those four-story walk-ups. And these can't be too old. It's kind of interesting how on College we ended up with townhomes. I would bet the farm that was a development going up in 2024, that would be a low to mid-rise condo. I've been to this place. It's an excellent Portuguese restaurant. Not too busy on a Wednesday night. We're taking in a little more of Little Portugal than I thought we would. Some really nice restaurants. And this is Dovercourt coming up, so that will signal the end of Little Portugal. And you'll notice things pick up from here on out from a retail point of view. Gonzo Izakaya. We are at Dovercourt now. There's a really old YMCA building. That dates back to 1911. But that is it for Little Portugal. The area has taken on a bit more Brazilian flavor in recent years, and Latin American. I think a similar story has taken place up at Corso Italia. There's the brass taps. Folly Brew Pub does not appear to be open tonight. And there is where Dave Shelnut, the biking lawyer, has an office. He does excellent work. I follow him on Instagram. Shawarma Moose. I'm gonna have to try really hard not to pop into one of these places and grab a meal. This is Delaware Avenue. So the stretch I'm on isn't considered Little Portugal or Little Italy. There's the Ladybug Tavern. And when I saw that row of townhomes earlier, and I mentioned if that was a development in 2024, it would be a low to mid-rise condo. This is the kind of thing I was talking about. South Indian Coffee House. It is packed. Some neat artwork. And a really cool looking public bench, although some might criticize that as not being homeless friendly. I think they call it hostile design, when a bench is designed in a way that you can't really comfortably lay down on it. That place is packed. And this is Ossington Avenue. Why is that car turning left out so far? Some gloriously shitty driving. But welcome to Little Italy. This is a fantastic neighborhood, and they hold a big street festival every year coming up in a few months called the Taste of Little Italy. It's also a happening night spot. Oh, this place has live music. If you walk through here on a Friday or Saturday night, you'll see a lot of people out and about taking in the nightlife. It's still more of a secondary nightlife destination. The sky is starting to take on that twilight glow, albeit a bit muted since it's so overcast. There's a very modern development. And it's right next to one of the most well-known spots in Little Italy, Bar Isabel. And a beautiful old four-story walk-up. Square 90-degree designs. Right next to the old way of doing things. Did I say 90-degree designs? I think I meant angles. It's a Brazilian restaurant. And this is Shaw Street. I think it's the residential street in the city that sees the most cycling traffic. I've always thought it's really weird how there's a large suburban style strip mall on the right. Parking out front. Although it's worth noting we aren't downtown. It still kills the street life. And on the left is the Axis Club, formerly the Mod Club. having some kind of event tonight. I remember going there for Edge 102 nights a long time ago. There's a classic Little Italy mural. Little Italy itself is located along College Street between Ossington and Bathurst. The residential area is bordered by Harvard Street to the north and Dundas to the south. And there's a large Latin and Portuguese Canadian population here. Sadly, no bike lanes on this stretch of College, although we will be walking by where the protected bike lanes recently went in. Not too far east of here. They lead into downtown all the way over to Bay Street. This is Beatrice Street. Brick and cheese, original French tacos.
No, like it's not getting worse. It doesn't feel like it's getting crazy better. Right. I feel like this one it would have. That's what Selena said when she's like, "Love you,
There's move-in e-bikes right next to Tokyo Hot Fried Chicken. $10 sandwich. Oh man, that's tempting. I have a move-in e-bike. Hopefully I'll jump on it pretty soon and make some videos with it. There is the Real Jerk Legacy. The more famous location is over at Gerard and Carla. Featured at the start of a Drake music video. Oh, that is getting windy. There's the home of Chin, International Radio and TV. Which means we're about to walk by the Royal, a really old theater that's still operating. There is Birra Vino. It's a very narrow bar. They've got a neat patio in the back. I think it's owned by the same people who run Bar Volo. Nile River Restaurant. And we're at Clinton Street. There's Cafe Diplomatico. So running parallel to us to the north on Bloor Street is Koreatown. Sort of Hot Wheels or dinky cars, as I would say when I was a kid. And a Burrito Boys. Had I not have had Chipotle last night, I'd be tempted to pop in there. Mrs. Robinson, they're not open tonight. And what a beautiful sight. Here at Manning Avenue, protected bike lanes. These went in last year. Why they don't run all the way along College Street is beyond me. But it's better than nothing.
9:30, 9:20, right, Victor? Yeah. Yeah, so we...
There's Duff's. I haven't been to Duff's in a while. It's a well-known wing spot. I think they have another location over on Bayview. T-shirt guys. It's a really neat looking shop. RC Coffee. It's an unmanned cafe. I think it's like a glorified Keurig, but if you've been there, I'd be curious to hear your experiences. And this place, Rush, this is really happening on weekends. They're not open on a Wednesday night. And we're at Euclid Avenue. Little Pebbles Cafe. It's a Japanese style cafe. They're open, but they're also not open. This place is having a grand opening. They're open, but also not open as well. I'm sensing a pattern here. And this is Palmerston Avenue. That's an absolutely beautiful residential street. Of course, I point the camera away as a jackass in a pickup truck roars by. Vegan fast food. And on Saturday, I finished a video at this corner coming up. I came along College in the opposite direction. That guy's gotta turn his lights on. I was just about to wonder out loud if I could catch a Bathurst streetcar up to Bathurst Station, and the answer to that is a resounding no, at least not this one. Got Sneaky D's in the background. And I just missed an eastbound streetcar as well. I can go south, but I don't really want to. Is Starbucks open? All right, I might pop into here and warm up, grab a drink, and figure out what's next. If I'm gonna make another video live stream or just go home, wait for the next streetcar. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one, walking south down Dufferin Street to College and then east through a little bit of Little Portugal and then through Little Italy, arriving downtown at Bathurst and College. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.